Hi, I'm Eric Esteves, Executive Director of the Lenny Zakem Fund, and I'm your host for Untold Stories 2022. Welcome. Having hosted last year's inaugural Untold Stories as a virtual event, we're excited to be able to host this year as an in-person event at the Royal Sonesta Hotel in Cambridge. We recognize, however, that COVID continues to be a serious health risk for a number of people and their loved ones, making their attendance at this in-person event an impossibility. Therefore, in an effort to make this year's Untold Stories available to all members of the Zakem Fund community, we've put together this very special video presentation for you to watch from the safety and comfort of your own home. Our first storyteller, Jahida Lopez, is the founder and executive director of Autism Sprinter. Founded in 2014 and a grantee partner since 2019, Autism Sprinter's mission is to empower and enrich the lives of families with a loved one on the spectrum through their dedication to improving community outreach, advocacy, resources, and support. A self-described momvocate, Jahida knows the struggles of autism firsthand as the mother of twin boys who are both on the autism spectrum.
When you have a child with autism, you're dealing with literally about 10 people, providers, that are telling you like what your child's future may end up like. I had a child who wasn't fully verbal. He would cry and I'm trying to figure out like, what does he want? I don't get this. I even went to seek therapy. I did one session and never went back because the first thing that came to my head was, I'm a woman of color. I'm sitting here saying how stressed out I am and how some levels of depression, they're gonna come take my babies away from me because they're gonna think I'm unfit and I'm unstable. And I never went back. I felt like I was alone. I felt like even though I knew other parents that had children with autism, it still felt lonely. Jameer, I always say Jameer's gonna be Jameer. And what I love about Jameer is what you see is what you get. I just want Jameer to be happy in who he is, his likes and dislikes, and being vocal about that. And then hoping that nobody sees it like he's that weird kid, right? I just want him to live his best life. And what that is, whatever he wants to be. And whatever that took, I was willing to take that, even if I ended up homeless. I was willing to prioritize him. I didn't want to waste no time. I decided to depart from Boston Public Schools in 2014 to focus on my son. It lit something in me. It felt like I was reliving again, like there was a purpose, and I had this purpose. And I found my purpose as a mom. I turned one of my bedrooms into a full-blown classroom. It literally looked like a kindergarten classroom. I went to YouTube University, free 99, y'all, it was free. And I learned how to do my own speech, my own OT, and my own ABA techniques. So when I started sharing on social media, it was weird because I didn't realize that I had more friends that I even knew about that had children with disabilities. Then it went from a lot of parents started following me. A lot of parents started kind of mimicking some of the activities that I was doing. And then, Autism Sprinter came about and we started hosting events, bringing families together, specifically targeting the Black and Brown community. When I was authentic and being honest about my situation and hearing other parents and seeing that there was a need of other parents that were feeling that way, it just was like, it just clicked and said, this has to happen. We have to ensure that other moms like me don't have these same feelings. Momvocates is what I identify as a mom who's always advocating, a mom who's willing to take information and share it out to ensure that they help other parents advocate and become their own advocates so they don't have to pay $160 an hour for an advocate. They can do what you can do. Monique is a true momvocate. I've never seen a parent that you give an overload of information to take that information and run with it like this. She has a completely nonverbal child. She's a mother by choice, right? By choice. And so hearing her story is like, wow, you didn't have a partner. So you're doing this all by yourself. It's just parents like that, they remind me that the work is needed and that parents need a space to speak about disability. I am currently sitting in an appointed seat at the Blue Hills Regional Vocational Tech. So I'm an elected official, and I want to see more parents like me get into those spaces and being able to shape policies that are specifically for our children. I'm tired of fighting from the outside. I want to fight from the inside. And I want other parents to do the same.
Our next storyteller is Ron Waddell, co-founder and executive director of Legendary Legacies. Founded in 2018 and a grantee partner since 2021, Legendary Legacies offers young men ages 17 to 24 in Worcester the opportunity to develop the skills necessary to become productive citizens and maximize their God-given potential by providing positive male adult role models and programming. This year, Ron was honored by the Worcester Business Journal as one of its Power 50 in recognition of his incredible leadership of Legendary Legacies. But Ron's proudest accomplishment is being father to his sons, Joshua and Isaiah.
Over the course of my life, man, I've been at the bottom multiple times. I guess I'll start at going to kindergarten. That memory sticks with me, that going to kindergarten, my dad wasn't there anymore. And so when my dad left the house, it became increasingly difficult for us to maintain the lifestyle that we had when he was there. It was an anomaly to be in a position of needing welfare in the community that we were growing up in. From my perspective, there was a stigma that came with that from my own self internally about worth and what that meant to be categorized as that, But at the same time, my mom, who was very rooted in her faith of Christianity and that belief, would instill those values from the very beginning about who we were and who we are. We are created in the image of God, and we have value simply for that reason. By my 8th grade year, my mom, she got sick with breast cancer. And then in April of my freshman year of high school, my mom died from cancer. I just remember being really numb and almost no feeling. It was very difficult to understand what my role, what I played, and I had a lot of despair, I had a lot of anger and confusion at that time. What I got really good at, and what our society does a great job at, is teaching males, especially black males, that you're tough, you're strong, and you don't give up. Which is not a bad thing, but there are moments where we need to be able to express our emotions. There are moments when we need to be able to explore those things and not just cover them up. And so we see there's huge opportunity to really come alongside of and work with communities and young people in their communities to help them recognize the fullness of their potential, explore it, and hold them accountable to their commitments to reaching that. Legendary Legacies, our life coach, the whole thing is we are committed to your commitment.
Ron as a person, June as a person, knowing them and then having them walk me through my journey, the mentorship they gave me, the love that they showed me, grace that they showed me, that's when I started feeling like these are the people that I want to be around. Because you'll see when you go to other facilities and when you go to even other organizations in the city of Worcester, the people who's there for a paycheck, the people who's there that really care, right? These people, they really care.
When I know you truly care about me and where I want to go, you can tell me really difficult things because I know it's about my betterment and what I said I was committed to. And so we want to help you pull back the mask to explore those lies that you're believing about yourself and your potential. And we really try to stress our founding principle from Proverbs 13:22, which says, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. So coming full circle from my father not being around where I am, now I have 2 sons, and we're working with these participants. It's a matter of saying, look, fellas, even me, what we're living now, can we live with the intention of understanding that there is a grandchild yet to be born that's depending on me? And so how can I set that child up to be most successful? And that's the story of Legendary Legacies.
Hi, my name is Tim James, Chair of the Lenny Zakem Fund. Since joining LZF's board in 2018, we have witnessed seismic shifts in the social justice landscape that have negatively impacted and perhaps forever changed nearly every nonprofit organization across all sectors. Now that includes the LZF and our nonprofit grassroots partners. In some cases, these changes came out of nowhere, such as the global pandemic, while in other cases, issues were simmering below the surface for quite some time and came to a head, such as the social unrest in the summer of 2020 or the current financial crisis, which has been marked by growing economic disparity and rising inflation. It is during these challenging moments when the work of the Lenny Zakem Fund and our partners is absolutely pivotal. The Lenny Zakem Fund was founded with the belief that these grassroots organizations have the will, they have the creativity, but they lack the means. The Lenny Zakem Fund helps to provide those means. As a nonprofit charitable organization that relies 100% on the generosity of our donors, the support of our donors is more important now than perhaps at any other point in the fund's 27-year history. Your gift will enable us to listen to those most impacted by inequality and provide the funding, essential resources, and support that they need to create lasting change. Please consider making a gift to the Lenny Zakem Fund by scanning the QR code below or visiting thelennyzakemfund.org. I cannot think of a better investment of your money or a better time to give. Thank you so much for listening.
It's my hope that these untold stories each and collectively serve as reminders to all of us about the importance of not only recognizing and calling out injustices in our communities when we see them, but also doing whatever it is in our power to address these injustices. We invite you to join the Lenny Zakem Fund in supporting organizations and partnerships like Autism Sprinter and Legendary Legacies, and incredible leaders like Jahida and Ron, as they work to advance social, economic, and racial justice in their communities. Thank you so much for being here today.